Or sometimes when you're walking on the street and maybe some people they could tell like, oh, you're a trans woman or you're a trans guy, and that would hit you so hard and you're just gonna go back and cry for the entire day. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about something really interesting. It's something you guys have been asking me about, which is the update videos of my surgery and also my HRT. Well, I'm going to break them down to 2 videos. In this video, I'm only going to talk about my HRT. It's been over 3 years. I have to say it's been a long journey. I have changed a lot. My life has changed a lot. My body has changed a lot, and the most important thing is my mental health has changed a lot. So today we're going to talk about all of them, and hopefully I can provide some useful information or hope for you guys. And if you guys like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, then don't forget to comment down below to let me know, and hit like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because YouTube these days, you know, like if you don't turn on that bell thing, you most likely won't get notified when I upload a new video, because I'm just a small YouTuber, I guess you can say. But anyway, let's get started. Hormone replacement therapy. This topic is something you guys have been asking about, but I just never had, I never had the energy or time to actually think about all the changes I've made during the past 3 years. I have tons of stories to tell. So to my new audience, hello guys, my name is Shia. I am a graphic designer and I live in Guangzhou, China. And yes, by the title, I guess you guys can tell by now that I am a transgender woman. So yeah, grab some chips, make a cup of tea, sit down, relax. Let's jump right in. So I don't have that much patience to explain to you what HRT means, and I'm not gonna just sit here and read the whole like Wikipedia intro for HRT to you guys. So like just I mean, if you click on this video, if you're watching this, you probably know what that is. So let's save time, and yeah. I started my HRT in 2016 on December 2nd, I guess. Something like that, or 3rd. I've been wanting to film this for like a really long time, but I never did it. I guess I was just not feeling super comfortable, I guess, to talk about all these changes, since it's a lot. But right now I feel like I am in a place where I can actually share the like actual changes, because sometimes like when you first start HRT, sometimes you feel like, is it like, are my boobs growing? Like, am I thinking too much? Is it just me like overthinking about the whole thing? Like, is it actually happening? Like, why does it hurt? I don't know what's going on. Like, am I getting fat? Am I losing weight? So you have a lot of like, you know, confusions when you first start your HRT. That's why I never actually filmed anything related to that. And also I don't want to give you guys advice like what to take and like how much to take every single day. At the end of the day, I'm not a doctor, so if that's why you're here, sorry, this video is not for you. I'm not gonna mention the brands that I've been buying, and also the dosage that I've been taking every single day. I'm not gonna mention any of that. If you really want to know, please go to the doctors. Although there's one thing I noticed, which is in some countries, let's say China, you don't get the access to medicine doctors so easily. I mean, I'm talking about the hormone thing, like the HRT thing, because HRT is still not much of a thing in China yet. So like a lot of doctors, they wouldn't know what to do. They would have a lot of like cisgender female patients coming to them. Maybe some of them, something happened with their period, and, you know, for some women, they don't have periods. So these doctors, they are more experienced when it comes to cisgender women. And when it comes to transgender women, they don't know what to do. And they don't dare to like suggest you or anything. So, and also, they want to avoid like issues, like further issues. Like, they don't want to take risks because, in this traditional country, a lot of parents tend to not understand what their children are going through. So if they ever find out that their children have been going to doctors for like medicine and stuff, shit can happen. Let me put it this way. That's why a lot of doctors in China don't really do this kind of consultation with you, and they don't really want to provide, medicine or anything to you. You do need to make sure you in a very stable place to do that. Otherwise, I would say just wait for a little bit longer, because you are not just doing the HRT, you are not just taking the medicine, you're also taking a lot of risks. Like your parents, your physical, your health situation, because everyone's health is different. So, some medicine might not work for you, some medicine might get you some side effects, like you never know. And, this, I just told you guys this doctor situation. So, there's a lot of things to be considered, before you actually take the step and, go for it. So, do think about it seriously before taking any medicine. So now we are clear what I'm going to mention and what I'm not going to mention. Let's dive in. And the first thing I want to talk about is my voice. For those of you who have known me for like long enough, like more than 4 years, I would say, I guess you can notice, like my voice has changed a lot. And I guess this is the number one question for the trans community, is my voice going to change after HRT? The answer is yes. Most likely it will change. But for trans men and for trans women, these two cases are different. For trans men, it usually takes about 3 months or so for you to actually notice the obvious change. It's actually much faster compared to trans women, because for trans men, when you're taking the male hormones, it will actually help you to develop a much deeper voice, whether you're trying or not. So you can just easily get to a level when you can just have a pretty manly voice, and eventually, most likely, people cannot tell that you are a trans man. For transgender women, though, it's a lot more difficult, because estrogen doesn't really get your voice to a higher pitch or a softer tone. So a lot of changes will come from how you practice. It does help you a little bit, but it doesn't really change a lot, dramatically. So mostly you will still need to do a lot of practicing in order to change your voice to make it more feminine. Personally, for me, I did not even notice an obvious change until 2 years after I first started my HRT. One day I was looking back to some old footages, and then I was really shocked, because that's when you actually realize oh my god, my voice has changed so much. Even though I was for me though, I was my voice was never deep, my voice was never manly. So but still I would notice the change after 2 years of taking hormones. I mean, you will notice it before it hitting 2 years, but I'm just saying that's when I realized oh my god, my voice has changed so much. Is when I look back to my old footages. I'm just telling you guys, it's not something that happens overnight, it takes a lot of time to practice to help you to get to a certain point. So for transgender women, estrogen does help, but it's not a game changer. You still need to do a lot of practicing. And if you do have a super deep manly voice originally, I don't know what to say to make you feel better, but just take your time and practice. I'm sure there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube. People there are some voice trainer or something like that. I've seen a few before. Do look for them and just practice. It doesn't happen overnight, and most likely for trans women, it will take about a year or something for you to actually notice, you sound different, So just take your time. no rush. The second thing I'm going to talk about is also one of the top questions like trans people would have. Is my body going to change? The answer is yes, totally. Because I'm sitting on the floor right now, so I cannot really show you. And I cannot stand because this one will most likely fall. Yeah, but I'm gonna film something later and maybe like put it here to show you guys like how my body looks like right now. I don't know too much about like trans men. I'm only speaking for trans women, and for trans women, you are definitely gonna notice a dramatic change. People were saying like your skin will change dramatically, but my skin has always been like super smooth since my childhood, so I'm sorry, I don't know. Like it has always been this good. But like, yeah, no joking, my skin has always been good. So about this, I cannot confirm with you, but other than this other part, yes, they are going to change so much. First of all, your body shape. It's gonna change dramatically. Dramatically. You're mostly gonna have a shape like this instead of just like a bamboo, like straight down, you know? One thing I forgot to mention is your bone structure is not going to change anyway. So don't expect your feet or your shoulders to like become smaller after a few years of HRT. No, it doesn't work like that. They are not going to change. And also for trans women, you definitely want to grow some boobs. I feel so weird talking about this. Yes, your boobs will grow, but it depends on like when you actually start HRT, because the sooner the better. When you start HRT at a very young age, most likely your boobs will like you're gonna have an amazing result. Let me put it this way. But like if you start HRT like after like 25 or something like that, then they will grow, but you don't expect like a dramatic change, like a C cup, D cup, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you really want huge boobies, I would suggest you to consider having plastic surgery. Speaking of plastic surgery, I don't know why people are asking me this question all the time, but like sometimes like I get questions from people, like they would ask me like if I have done something on my face, if I have ever done anything on my face. The answer is no. I'm not a fan of like plastic surgeries. And I mean, I can say that because I feel like my face is like feminine enough so that I don't really have to consider like going through those. But I understand for some trans women, if you feel like your facial features are really like super manly, then yes, do consider getting them done. One thing that I've noticed that's bugging a lot of trans women is your forehead. So like for men's forehead, like most likely this part will stick out so much, and it will have like it will create this like very like sharp facial features. But like for like women, it's like when you look from the side, it's very like soft. It's very soft. It's very soft, you know? So I think that's like the number one thing that's bugging a lot of trans women when they start HRT, because you feel like your face is just really like harsh, really like, you know, manly, masculine, whatever you want to call it. So with estrogen, it does help a lot, but that also like that change is even slower than your voice change. Most likely you will only notice the change after like 2 years, something like that. So you don't expect like, oh, I'm just gonna take medicine for like a 1 week or something, or like 1 month, and then like expect my face to grow, to like grow some fat, and then like for my forehead to go down, and like it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry, but it doesn't happen like that. In a lot of hospitals where they perform the gender confirmation surgery, they also have this facial feminization surgery, which will get you to like a certain like a feminine level of facial features. So do put that on the list if you have like a super masculine face, or if you just want to look like super feminine. Yeah, so long story short, yes, estrogen, like hormones, it will help you with the facial features. It will soften the like your face and give you like a more of a like a feminine feature, softer feminine feature, and your skin will get like smoother. That's what people told me. So I think we've talked enough for the physical part. Let's talk about the mental part. That's like when you first start HRT, do expect some shit going on, like deep down, okay? Your emotions, they're gonna get everywhere. So you're gonna feel crazy emotional especially when you first start the HRT, like the first 3 months especially. You're gonna get crazy, like moody, you know? Like you can just be talking with someone and all of a sudden it's like out of nowhere, like if you would feel like, oh my god, something triggered you, and then you would just want to cry in front of everyone. Or sometimes when you're walking on the street and maybe some people they could tell like, oh, you're a trans woman or you're a trans guy, and that would hit you so hard and you're just gonna go back and cry for the entire day. Don't ask me why I know. Been there, done that. Anyway, shit can happen. Shit can happen. Once you step on this journey, you have to be really strong. You have to be really strong. Let me tell you. You're gonna face a lot of people who don't understand this at all. You're gonna face a lot of people who are gonna say shit right in front of you. You're gonna face people who are gonna stop you in metro stations or, you know, anywhere and like through a difficult time to make you feel like ashamed, you know. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. I've cried so many times, so many times for the past 6 months, I would say, of my transition. It's like it almost felt like my life was like flipped upside down. Like everything was so different, and even my friends circle, you know, some people left, some new people came in, and relationships with boys, oh boy, like that's another topic. I'm gonna save it for another video. Subscribe, like, comment down below, turn on the notification bell, and I'll do story time videos. I promise. Yeah, so you have to be really strong. You have to be really strong. Otherwise, don't do this because you will get hurt so bad. Please make sure you have friends or you have like someone to reach out to for better mental health, you know. Like you're gonna need some consultation, especially if you're not living in like a very open-minded country. Like I grew up in China, so you guys know China. Yeah, it's been tough. So yeah, you do need a much tougher soul compared to normal people in order to do that. So like I said, the first 6 months you're gonna get crazy moody. You really have to make sure you have a lot of activities going on in your life, you know, to keep yourself busy. You need to make sure you have a group of friends who hang out with, or like some hobbies when you have literally nothing else to do. For me, I remember having this moment. I was laying on a bed in my apartment and I didn't feel like going out at all. because like I used to be like a super, I mean, I'm still a super social person, but the thing was like I went through this like kind of period of time when I did not want to go out at all, because whenever I went out, I was like so afraid that like I would get clocked, like people they might be able to tell like, oh, this is a transgender woman, or like, you know, she's a man, something like that. Stupid people, I know, but so yeah, there was this period of time, and that's why I said you need to make sure you have a group of friends, you have like someone to talk to, somewhere to reach out to for help, for some consultation, you know, just to make sure that you don't fall into this like deep depression. I've been there. I've had like suicidal thoughts. Not a nice thing to have in life, to be honest, and it takes a really long time for you to get out of it. So like, just make sure you are in a very okay place to do that, to start your journey. Yeah. Anyway, the video is getting too long, and my battery is really low, so I guess I just have to cut it short. I know I'm not able to cover everything literally, because it's 3 years we're talking about. Do leave a comment if you have any questions. Just ask me, and I'll try my best to answer. Yeah, that's it. If you guys really like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll try to make more videos like this in the future. Hopefully the videos are gonna help a lot of people out there who are still feeling confused about themselves or the journey that they are about to step on. Yeah, I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.